addressing, which there's in certain cases, which is to say in cases of sexual assault, whether it be against an adult or against a child. In those cases, there is a predisposition to believe the victim. And yet, nobody is a victim and nobody is a perpetrator until the facts have been established.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
And it is only facts which make somebody guilty. And yet there is a huge imbalance in this country which is driven by the need to change the statistics. Now, to me, justice has never been a matter of statistics.
No.
If 100 people make an allegation and 100 people are telling the truth, then 100 people should be convicted.
Yeah.
But if 100 people are telling a lie, then nobody should be convicted, and nobody should say, oh, but we must get at least 20% convicted. That is people, and a lot of people around here have got the personal stories. People have found the police on their doorstep investigating something which simply didn't happen, and they've heard themselves referred to as the perpetrator from the start.
Yeah.
They find themselves in the papers. They lose their jobs, or they're suspended from their jobs. People cross the street to avoid them.
Yeah.
Former friends melt away. And yet, many of those people, not all obviously, but many of those people are innocent. And we have always had in this country a very simple principle that you are innocent until you are proved guilty. And we must stick to that in all cases. It should either be anonymity for both the accused and the accuser, or for neither the accused or the accuser. But it shouldn't be weighted one way.
No.
I expect many of you have heard of the case of Gemma Beale.
Yes.
Definitely.
He made allegations against 9 men, one of whom went to prison,
Yeah.
and who suffered hugely because he was a Muslim and his community disowned him. And yet they were all completely innocent. And if she had been named, then presumably round about the 3rd or the 4th allegation, somebody would have come forward and say, hey, hang on, she's done this before. But because she was not named, that was able to continue. So I say again that it must work equally for both the accused and for the accuser.
Yeah.
Now, it is a terrible thing, and none of us would say otherwise. It is a terrible thing when either a woman or a child, or for that matter a man, is abused. That is a terrible thing, and we should never minimize it in our efforts to draw attention to what has become now a fairly rampant, almost an industry of false allegations based on money, based on revenge, based on regret. Somebody gets drunk, does something they regret the next day and says, oh, he raped me. So it is crucial that we have a level playing field, and it is crucial that nobody should get away with making a genuinely malicious allegation. Nobody. And yet, hardly ever is somebody prosecuted who makes a false allegation and takes up acres of police time and puts a perfectly innocent person and his family through hell.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely is that person prosecuted. In fact, you have to be a Gemma Beale for it to happen.
Yeah.
When Gemma Beale was convicted, finally, the Crown Prosecution Service produced a press release which almost apologised for bringing the case, and then said that the reason for bringing it was because false allegations deter genuine complainants from coming forward. No, the reason for prosecuting is that she actually caused a lot of suffering to wholly innocent people. That should have been the reason for prosecuting.
Yeah.
So we do have a very, very uneven situation, and I know, because I get a lot of emails, people around here, some of you have sent me emails, I know how difficult it is when this happens. and we must be ceaseless in our vigilance, and we must call for a level playing field, and we must call for the police to treat an accused person as an innocent person until otherwise shown. That used to be the basis of our justice system.
Yeah.
Used to be the basis of our justice system. Now, what are the MPs doing about it?
Nothing.
That just about sums it up. Not a lot.